Hello friends, hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I am coming at you for the week of August 1st through August 7th. I was on vacation this week and I am using the Beach Days, I believe it's called, kit from Dash of Sun Designs. You will not have seen this hauled yet. It's called Beach Dream. I'm a bad PR girl, but I ran out of time to film. So there will be a haul with other beautiful kits that are currently in shop with Dash of Sun Design, but Beach Dream was one I didn't get around to hauling before I started to use it, just because I really wanted to use this week. You'll have to bear with me. I'm so sorry. I'm still getting used to my new camera setup. I'm still getting used to my new lighting setup. I'm finding it a little bit tricky to get from point A to point B at the moment. So I'm sorry that you're going to maybe see my camera. The lighting's not going to be as good. And you're going to see the camera stand. For some reason, my stand isn't holding itself up the way that it should, but that's a me problem, not a you problem. I hope you enjoy this video all the same. I also apologize. I'm so sorry. I realize that this is my second voiceover in a row. Unfortunately, I did pick up a virus from my child. It's just a cold. I've tested for COVID so many times at this point, but it's just a cold. It's just a really, really gnarly cold. So I'm going to try and make it through without sniffling or coughing. As you will see, I just went in a straight across line this week. I lifted my boxes up a little bit. I wasn't sure really too much how I felt about that. It is what it is. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was going to start with a scatter. And then I realized that I've done a scatter for the last couple of weeks, and on my vacation weeks, sometimes I like a little bit more room. So straight across isn't the worst thing in the world, but also when I'm feeling not quite as creative, I also go straight across. So that is that excuse. And I just love this. It's perfect. It's what I had hoped a beach getaway would be. Now, that's not to complain. You're going to see some stickers in here that are going to seem like complaints. And they're not super duper complaints. They're just a statement of fact at this point. And I was trying to figure out what headers I wanted to use. I ended up using the patterned headers because I feel like I need to use them with these kits. I rarely get an opportunity to use them otherwise, just because they're so niche to the kits. And then for the headers up above, you'll see that I ended up using the blue scalloped headers. I don't know what I was thinking, not doing everything on the same page. Below, I ended up not using those beige headers, although I should have. Below but I didn't have the space for it. So below I ended up using up the silver header sized dividers. So they're not like a full header size, but they are like a good divider, and they're just the solid silver foil. And I thought that added in some foil into the spread. This is a very foily kit. It's just not showing up on camera. All the waves on the bottom washi are foiled, and I just think that it adds so much to the spread. Certainly, it's difficult to see on camera, but it definitely does add quite a bit to the spread. Also, sometimes I get comments on this, so I think it's kind of weird, or DMs or whatever, but I'm not wearing my engagement ring. Firstly, my hands are swelling. I am getting very close to my third trimester, but secondly, I hit it on a rock, and unfortunately it needed to be taken into the jeweler's to get fixed. So I do have my wedding band on, but it is very loose, and I haven't resized it yet. So they say only do a semi-eternity or an eternity band just once, because the diamonds will get loose that way. So it stays in place if I have my engagement ring on, though. So not that anybody asked. I feel like this is a pretty slow intro. I don't have too much to talk about. I am once again behind in my videos, but only because I have been sick, and I honestly don't think that you need to hear me coughing and sneezing and snorting throughout this entire voiceover. I'm really excited for what I'm bringing you. I've got a haul video that's coming up. A kit that I wasn't expecting to arrive is arriving soon. Here you will see me struggle so hard with the foil, and I just made a total mess of it. I couldn't even do sticker surgery on it, so I just brought in the date covers, which I think just looks fine as well. I don't need to be super extra every single week. I mean, I am. That's who I am as a person, but I don't need to be super extra every single week. And I just forgot to write in my dates here, but I think I have stickers. Maybe I have some silver foil stickers that I can bring in just to use up. As you guys know, I really like to use my stash, and so I'm hoping that I get to do that soon. Then we will move into my sidebar. I again struggled with this. I don't know. I'm going to have to rethink of my sidebar. I'm going to have to maybe do it more decoratively, although I think that I might have to start pre-planning my weeks because I've got a lot of appointments coming up. I'm going to have a lot of appointments. I have 2 kids to keep track of now. Whew. Was it a sneeze or anything? It was just a yawn. And I don't know. We'll have to figure out in 2023 what we're going to do with our sidebars. Then I just brought in this Murdoch Talks currently reading foiled icon. And that was a bit of a joke because honestly, I didn't really read when I was up at the cottage. I ended up just binging TikTok for like a week. It was awful. Like when my kid went to bed and I was like done with peopling, but I wanted to stay up for a little while longer because I was on vacation. I don't know what I was thinking. Nothing smart. And then I just brought in the extra decorative bit at the bottom to just take up more room at the bottom, and you can see that brings the bottom washi all the way across. So then we get into our day by day, and again, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm going to have to figure out my filming setup. I don't even think I zoomed in. I don't know. Oh, I did a little bit, so that's exciting. So on Monday, we explored outside, so I used a Fox and Pip icon to mark that, and then we went on a walk at the mainland. I didn't note that it poured rain, but it did at one point, so I just used a Sweet Tea Sticker Co icon, and then I used a Coffee Monsters Co So Sweaty to note that it was hot and humid, and it was much worse on the mainland than it was on the island. On the island, there was a breeze all day, but not on the mainland, so that was a really uncomfortable walk. Then I noted with my little Coffee Monsters Co emoji that we went swimming because it was very hot. And I was so excited because if you recall last month, and I can link that video up above, but my kiddo refused to go in the water. Like, he hated it. And this time he got in and he had such a fun time swimming. Then I just used a Paisley Prints Co little pillow to note that I had a nap with my kiddo. And then there was a little bit of drama with a planning with Bex. She was taking care of my cat while we were up north. And the baby lock got engaged in our back door, and she locked herself out of the house. Thankfully, my father-in-law had a key, so it was fine. It was not a big deal at all. And then on Tuesday, I started out my day with a Coffee Monsters Co icon noting that I budgeted, and then I edited and uploaded my kit lineup. I can attach that in one of the iCards up above. Then I think I moved my planner up here. I used the paper and milk icon to note that we had a walk to Wilson's Fall. I'll say hike, but it was a walk. We didn't do the full hike because we had my kiddo. And then we had lunch at the best restaurant in the world, Main Street Delicatessen in Bracebridge. We had never been before. The service was exemplary. The food was outstanding. They were super accommodating of a kid. We ate on the patio. Like, it was really nice. Then I noted that I had another nap with my kiddo, and then that we went swimming for an hour, which was really, really fun. It was nice that my kiddo was in the water. On Wednesday, I think I did this part off camera. Oh, I don't know what I was looking for. I just noted that I FaceTimed with my mom. My kiddo has discovered FaceTime, and he loves FaceTiming anyone and everyone, but particularly my mom and my dad. We didn't need to FaceTime my dad because he was up at the cottage with us. So, as you know, I don't love writing on the Wednesday, so I just wrote that in beforehand. And then I used paper and milk little scissors to know that I cut Owen's nails. And then, oh, this was so silly. There was laundry drama. No one knows how to use a washing machine. They're high efficiency, and it was just overloaded, and it was ridiculous. We just got them installed at the cottage, so I had to deal with that. There was water everywhere, but it's a cottage. We lived. And then my husband went down to the city, but that meant that we got to go on a boat ride, so that was fun. I used a Fox and Pip icon to note that there were thunderstorms, and then just a Coffee Monsters Co. snorkeling one to note my kiddo went for his first skinny dip, and he loved it, and he was like pretty much in the nude the rest of the time. He's 2, it's fine. It's just us up at the cottage. Then I just used another sticker to note that we had a lot of meltdowns that afternoon, and it was not a great day, and everyone was up really late on Wednesday. Like, it just wasn't a good time. On Thursday, I'm using another icon from a shop I don't support anymore, just using them up because I have a ton in my stash and I paid for them, to note that we had a really, really rough morning. I did some laundry properly. I had to rewash all of the clothing from the day before because it stank. It didn't actually get clean. It was awful. Then noted the worst shower of my life, trying to shower with my kiddo, just to get us some semblance of not smelly anymore. He is terrified of the shower. Then I used a paper and milk Maru to note that my husband arranged for me to have a night alone, and he was my hero, and it was really nice of him to do so. We went on another boat ride, and this time we got ice cream, which was very exciting. Then my sister and her boyfriend came back. They had been away for a couple of days, and that was really nice. We had lovely family time, and it was just a really, really nice evening, and they loved being with my kid, which was so, so, so nice. On Friday, we slept until 7:15, which was glorious. 5:30 a.m. is not my favorite wake-up time, so I just used a Sweet Tea Sticker Co. Face mask for that. Then I used a Coffee Monsters Co. emoji to note that it was the perfect Muskoka day. And then I FaceTime my mom again upon my child's request. She loved all the FaceTimes this week. And then my kiddo swam unassisted, and that was really, really exciting. So he was wearing water wings, but he didn't want us holding him the whole time. Like, he was very, very independent. So that was really exciting. And then my sister and her boyfriend took him, and they swam with him for a little while as well, which was really, really nice of them. I got a little break. And then that evening, after he went to bed, we played charades, which turns out if you're not drinking is not as fun as I thought it was. And then I just used one of the melting fan icons to note that the heat and the humidity really, really, really picked up that evening. And usually on the island, we have like some semblance of like a breeze, but it was just dead still, and the heat, it was like 29 degrees at 9 p.m. It was really uncomfortable. So the next morning, I just noted that we got a terrible sleep. It was awful. So I sympathy ordered for myself from Happy Sticker Designs, definitely influenced by Lizzie Plans, who's a PR girl for her. Then I used an icon from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. to note that I installed a car seat and that we went swimming. Honestly, we spent most of the day in the water, but it was another really, really tough time. So my kiddo went for his nap extremely early, and I napped with him. Everyone in the house actually had a nap. Then we went for a boat ride to drop my sister and her boyfriend off because they were going to his cottage for the evening, about an hour away. We got more ice cream. We FaceTimed my mom again, and then it was truly the hottest day ever. Really, really, really uncomfortable, like just a super uncomfortable day. So I've got a hottest day ever emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. to note that. Then on the Sunday morning, I noted that I was up all night. It was awful. It was just awful. Not a wink of sleep was had by pretty much all inhabitants in the cottage. And then I noted it was melting. It was so hot. And I used one of the 3-heart checklists just to do a cleaning list for what we needed to do. So we did laundry, we changed the sheets, and then we cleaned the bathroom. my kiddo and I, just to get ready to leave. We went for one final swim of the summer because we aren't able to make it back up to my cottage again. And then we had a 4-hour commute. But when I got home, I got to see my plant babies. My husband and I spent some time together. And then we watched RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. So I'm just showing you here what I had left in the kit. And then I filled out the spread. I was like, oh, should I do a snap? But I just don't have the timing for that. So this is what it looks like before the pen. And then this is what it looks like after the pen, and I just love how it turned out. It's so soft. It's so pastel. Can't wait to see you in the next video.